When we bought the land several years ago, I already kind of had some kind of feeling that I'd like to work with people on the land in the way of encouraging people to find a kind of quietness in themselves. So that was already a kind of seed that I brought with me to the place. But then it took actually quite a tragic event to really stimulate that seed and help it grow and germinate into the format of a retreat. And that event was the suicide of a younger brother. In the pain and the fallout from that situation, when I returned to the farm, it was winter, so I spent a long time feeding the cows by hand. We don't have a tractor. And I just suddenly realised one day that I wasn't feeling any pain, or I wasn't having any thoughts at all about the grief. There was no emotion, there was nothing, there was just a quietness. And once that had finished, I would go back into the grief. But it really started to dawn on me that there was something going on with the cows and helping me through this process of grief. And then one day the idea came that maybe this could be of benefit to other people. It could really help others, maybe in a similar situation as I was in at the time, or maybe not, people who were just searching for some peace or quietness in their life. Quietness is really the essence of the whole of the retreats. It's the one word, if anyone asked me what label would you pin on them, is quietness. And what I mean by that is basically a situation where for a little moment you experience no thoughts whatsoever. So you could call it just being, you could call it meditation, you could call it stillness or mindfulness. And it just means finding a place in yourself that isn't touched by what I would call the mind, which is the normal chatter that goes on up there for almost everybody who exists on the planet. Cows are really crucial, I feel, for the retreats. And that's become more clear for me the longer that we've held retreats. They can almost be a kind of meditational tool. Some people can get so caught up in just watching them graze or sit down and relax in the heat of the day that their mind suddenly stops being distracted by the habitual thoughts that go on.
I think I learned to calm my mind down a lot. The inner chatter that's going on became quieter throughout the days.
And in other cases, they can simply stimulate immediately. I've noticed with some of the guests an immediate access to the quietness that I feel the cows are actually existing in. And that's the most important thing I would share.
I think the cows, they are just acting naturally, authentic as they are, and so we can learn a lot from them.
We share the farm, we've got a couple of dogs, we've got cats, chickens, all the normal stuff. But I just feel with the cows in particular, they're existing, they're the greatest advert for what I would love people to try and connect to on this farm itself.
What does it mean to me to be with the cows? Probably it means just to be.
They're really crucial and vital for the retreats, yet I also like the fact that they're not just the centre point, that we do the meditational walks and that on occasion we have the yoga activities. So I see them as being the centre point, but also at the same time not the be all and end all. I mean, there's other things going on to complement their presence on the farm.
Yeah, so I also loved the moving part when we went hiking.
I would recommend it because there are many things to discover. It was also a mixture between the communal experience with other people, connecting to the animals as well, but also learning to be alone and learning to be comfortable in silence.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it to others. Yeah, I would. Yeah, just because there are a lot of things you can learn. Being more aligned with nature.
Also the scenery, the nature is really beautiful. I feel grounded, also a bit sad that it's ending, that it's coming to an end.
We've got 40 hectares of forest and meadow, so we just have this feeling to share the place. The natural setting, the forest, the prairie, the wildflowers, the butterflies, and surrounded by this incredible scenery, supported by the cows as well. I just feel that this place can really support a very simple quietness, and it's a kind of opportunity, if it's possible, to just touch upon that quietness, which I feel is our natural self, it's our real self, that quietness.
most important thing I learned and I can take with me is the ability to get into my own center, to feel grounded and present in the moment.